Hello guys, welcome back. So I know it has been a while since I've uploaded a video specifically for the single player, the different server creations I've been going through. Now, I've thought about a lot of different things. I've done... That still seems a bit loud. Oh, it seems a bit loud because of Arc as well. Anyway, so the last video you have seen, I was building a admin area for a variety of different things, such as where you're going to go and do your killing. Now, what I'm doing right now is just getting rid of all the different mods so that we can go through from the beginning, kind of show you what mods and why I think that they would be important. Alright, hopefully I don't accidentally skip over one. Alright. So there are a variety of different building type mods that you can just pick up, throw into your own server listings for your needs. Like Eco Stable Structures and Decor is a very nice mod. The wood looks very nice. There's these ship ones and stuff like that. Now the party is 6. For the longest time I've been looking at using them, but one moment. I must get this done. There we go. So party of 6. I was going to do that one because it adds in magic, it adds in healing abilities, and it adds in a variety of things similar to that, which will greatly expand the ability to create a very nice Dungeons and Dragons setting. The downside to that is the world. So you'll be good to go and everything while you're in the dungeon. But as soon as you're out in the world and you use your magic to help out to kill a T-Rex or heck, even a Giga, you could do so with ease. It's just something that would be very, very hard to regulate to prevent players from going over, from reaching the tech tiers, let's say, too quickly. You want them to strive and work for it. Spend a little bit of time, well, maybe like the first day in the wood age of building. Then following day or the day after, they switch everything into stone. You don't want things to be too quick for them. Otherwise, they'll get bored of playing, and they'll only show up when you've got a new dungeon, which, in my personal opinion, will take away from any admin's enjoyment of building the dungeons, talking to people, and it could even take away from players doing that because they've got no need to go through the dungeon because they have no need for the reward that they're going to get at the end. There's an advanced Ingram locker. Could be good just as a quality of life thing to automatically unlock all Ingrams if you're going to have Ingrams. I'm going to show you a way where you can go without Ingrams, making it so people have to kind of keep working and having fun that way. Come doing your dungeons. Alright. See, I've got a lot of mods, I know. So this one here reduces the annoyance of the elk. There's a stacking mod that lets you stack things to, I think, like 10,000 on some things, and it also drastically reduces their weight. Not particularly something, because when I went through and did my D&D runs, I haven't done a whole lot. I've requested one of my friends to help out, who's a wizard at this stuff. He actually plays a rogue. Whatever. Anyway, we didn't worry about carry weight. That's one of the quality of life things I don't want to take away. You know, the Dino Patrol. I want to add that so that I can tame the human players, like the NPC humans. We'll get to that mod in a little bit. I want to tame them and set them on a patrol in this massive building that I'm going to eventually build. Well, I'll probably only build that building for the server, not just for testings like this. Alright. Bridges, no obelisks and stuff like that, that's a personal choice. Not really something I'm thinking is going to be a must-have. There's the Magic Nexus that added in some ability to revive things, such as your pet if you lost it, and a few other things in addition to that. But that does take away from the actual playtime in the world. Alright, there's some different saddle things, like this Saddle Emporium. If I'm thinking of the right mod, I wish it would just show me that mod. But I think it's the one that'll give more carry weight to a trike with the freight saddle and less carry weight to the trike with the battle saddle, or something like that. So these wardrobe mods, adding in for skins, so people can dress a bit more like the way that they think they should. Exiles of the Ark, we went through it for our Aithusa roleplay server. Not particularly a mod I'm overly excited about at this current moment. So there's this immersive taming, which can be cool. Requires people to go to the basics. You start with taming a dodo, then you work up the food chain. You don't all of a sudden own a raptor. So that's an optional thing that'll be more strictly for the world of the outside world of this dungeon. TC Auto Rewards. That's a very nice one. I'm going to be using that as the server currency. I might pick up some small currency mod or like an auction house mod if this population demand is high enough to where I can have some currency for the standard player to trade with another player. I would probably use the auction house one so that they can actually trade that way and enjoy that. Cross aberration, I think I don't have the mod page opened up, but I think that one allows aberration to come in to the world of Ark that you're creating here. Venerators are the what are they called? Reapers. They add a variety of different reapers. So you would want to toss in just a few different creature mods to kind of keep things new and exciting for players. Because if you've been seasoned playing Ark, seeing another T-Rex is not going to be overly exciting. Unless you've only played roleplay ones that didn't have T-Rexes, in which case you're going to love the T-Rex. There's more Reapers. I think more Reapers is the one I'm thinking about. Rare sightings could be a cool way to add some things, but I feel like it could get overpowerful by taming the advanced things. There's this Quacka's alien jukebox. It's pretty cool looking. It adds quite a bit of different songs. They're all royalty free or whatever, so you can stream or record and listen to it. So I would say yes, just as a commodity for everybody to have in their own little homes. Not too great on the audibility. It's like 20 foundations or something. All right. So this one here adds in basically aberration type dragons. Structure Saver, the creator of this particular mod, is a pretty cool guy. And this mod is pretty awesome. It's able to save the structure. And so if you're out and about, well, like, you make the dungeon, you could save the dungeons. So I would say, and since I've mentioned that, I would say that's a must. Now, additional creatures to Wild Ark, I wanted to add in a variety of different creatures. Kind of make people, go like, hey, whoa, is that a safe thing or not? I would put in the AI tweaker implant. That'll give the flyers the ability to level up their speed again. I would add in this water blocks here. I haven't been able to test it yet, but it should permit you spawning in a block of water. Very similar to the water blocks that are located in Eco's garden decor, as far as I understand. It may not give you the fish option, but you could swim and drink from it. So this way you can create a dungeon with water more specifically to where you want it. Alright, this Dragon Punk, it adds in a new tier. So there's like tech tier, and there's also this Dragon Punk tier. I probably wouldn't do it just yet. This one here, Dino Hunger Meter, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it will go through and keep things from attacking unnecessarily. You know how like a pack of owlos will be hunting in one spot, and then all of a sudden you know they're up in your business. So it'll keep them so that they're with their, after they've killed something, they'll more or less just kind of stay in that little area and not really attack much. But the hungrier they get, the more their eyes are going to scan the horizons looking for something to eat, and go scarf it until their hunger meter is back to normal. I would probably do hunger meter and the immersive taming together if it works. I like the 0 to hero chargers. It adds in a few of the rare, like the archaeology. Right there it is. It takes a few of those skins and actually makes them a dinosaur. I would not do a dino paint station because the people may actually pay some coins to receive a custom painted animal. All dinos allow guns. I probably wouldn't do. Human NPCs I would totally do, because that's how you can get your enemy tribesmen, drow or whatever that might be, roaming the dungeon you're creating. This one here only adds a platform saddle to a Fioma, which can be cool. You can put a Fioma out there with a food trough on it, and it'll go feed all your animals. Kind of humorous sakes right there. You've got your Indominus Rex. That's pretty powerful. There's another one that adds in Indominus Rexes and orcs. If I were going for an Indominus Rex myself, I would go for the other one. It's Indominus Rex Rivals or Part 2 or something like that. I wouldn't do Dragon Arc. I would not do Small Dragons. That one's currently bugged. We've got ACM already in there. We've got so we can add in a bridge mod, but I'm not particularly going to do that, because if the builder knows what they're doing, they can create a nice bridge that goes across the canyon or whatever. Cute hair, I'd probably only add it in on player's demand. Boat crafters is cool, but if you're going to do S+, S+ trumps boat crafters. This one here is a must. No questions, must. Because that's how you build your dungeon with all of the traps and stuff. That one's a mod for a rifle, but not anything overly good. Eco trees. I would add that one in. It lets the players customize their bases a bit more to the way they like it. I would have a rule in there to keep this mod in order, because if you put 15,000 flowers out, it's going to cause somebody else to have a lot of lag. Alright. Needle gun's cool, but not particularly something I would add, and I'll tell you why later. There's the power hammer and legendary items. It adds some amazingly powerful weapons. So powerful that it's just gonna be used if you're like you don't care about a whole lot of stuff, like you just want to go kill crap. Now, let's see here. How many mods are we at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. 14 so far. So I would hold off on some of the building mods that you want until a little bit later. Arc Steampunk mod. I know one friend who loves this mod. Well, actually, I know several friends who love it. Me personally, it's a cool mod. But I didn't fall in love with it as much as they did. Which is unfortunate for me because it seems pretty cool. It adds in some very nice armor. That would definitely be high-tech stuff. So we've got the Primitive Survival Equipment Plus. I would add that in for a couple of reasons. It gives people some new weapons, new swords and stuff. So when they're starting out, because I'm not going to let them be instantly 100 in a day. I want them to work at least a week to be 100. The reason is, if you get to the end game, you've broken the game. The game just loses a lot of its fun and zest about it. So I want people to be able to actually grow. Kind of going back to basics. So no, I'm not going to be doing like a 10 times XP multiplier or something. It'll be something where you get some levels, because I don't want you hanging around in thatch structures too long. But also don't want you building out of tech the first day. So Structures Plus is something I would add. It adds a lot of quality of life things for players, like torches that you can stick on the wall or whatever that don't need fuel, change their colors. It adds in some harvesting things so you can automate your base a bit. And the nanny is really nice. I'm not going to let the animals grow up in a day. Well, they might grow up in one full 24-hour day, but it's not going to be overly powerful, you know. Now, I know this server is not, what I'm saying is not going to be up to everybody else's standards. They might feel like I've left something out. But it's going to be up to my standards, and I like it. And I'm tired of... Because one server I was playing on, I was instantly the best. Well, I wasn't really instantly the best, but I knew enough about Ark. That's why I did my don't die thing. So far, I'm at 2 deaths. Because it wasn't as challenging as it was. I was able to get too far too quickly. So I've got the equals RP to add in some quality of life, such as the little water bucket and sink, and other decorative things to make a person so that they can make their own little base the way they like. We've got the medieval props, again, so that they can make their own little base the way they like, but also to add in the different alcohols. I would probably only do a raft mod if a lot of people are wanting it. The death recovery mod, I would add it. Because if you're going super hardcore, like, well, not hardcore, but make it so that they're hanging out in the wood structure for a couple of days, they're not going to want to lose their stuff because some Carno walked up on them. I particularly love the Castles and Keeps mod. It's amazing. I love the way things look. You can go for a castle look, or you can even go for a normal house look. I love that mod. And it adds in some new things like, excuse me, it adds in some new crossbows. Now we're going to have to go through this, and we're going to have to narrow this list down again. I don't want any server to have more than 20 mods, because 20 mods is a lot of mods. There's a skins mod. I think that one adds in a variety of different skins. Last time I played with it, it had some issues. A super spyglass, I would definitely use. Let people have some fun with that. I would love to do a primitive RP server again, like this, with that mod, because the creator of it is also the one that made the Structures Plus, or the not Structures Plus, Structure Saver mod. He put a lot of work into it. By our request, when we were running a server, he changed he upgraded the saber cats so that they were a tameable creature again. He does a lot of work. This one here might be more for like if you're doing a fantasy type thing. I would say add it in tentatively, because you're gonna get people who are gonna roll in as an orc or something like that. You gotta be able to let them create their character a bit more appropriately. There's the vanilla armor skins. If you're wearing armor and it's not cloth, I'm not going to let you look like you're wearing cloth, so somebody else thinks that they can best you, and you just do that. Go with something else. I would not add in an upgrade station, because it will get abused and things will just become incredibly easy for the player base. Dragon tail I would probably add in, because it adds a variety of different dragons for people to tame. It also adds in some whelplings and some stuff to sit on their shoulder and actually do quite a bit of damage. I might even, for like the magic user class, since I've taken away Party of 6, I would probably limit those whelplings. The reason is while they sit on your shoulder, as long as they're not on passive, they attack what you're attacking. So that could be how a caster could potentially cast spell Fireball or something like that. I would not add this mod in because we've got quite a few different mods already put in there. Classic Flyers is already taken care of. Utilities Plus is nice. It adds in the spyglass on this one has some issues. Sometimes when I equip it or dequip it, it keeps me running in the direction I was running previously. Old World here adds in some pretty cool guns. Also quite a bit of reload time. So I would actually add that in. Now, since any wizard worth their salt would have a variety of different spells at their fingertips, you could have some of these weapons be as like not really magic missile, because I envision you would see that, but like some force choking thing mechanism, since you wouldn't see the bullet actually happen. That way it gives them some way to be able to be present again. Now the healers, that would be a very difficult one to do, because there's, other than Party of 6, there's no way you can heal your buddy next to you. Now, I would be willing to put Party of 6 back in, as long as it was just a weekend event for Party of 6. Like, I put it in, the following day, we do the D&D dungeon, and then that night, Party of 6 is gone. or it'd be the following day after that. The party of 6 would go away, just to keep it so that people don't get bored of the game. Being the server host, you gotta, well, not the host, but the owner, you gotta worry about that stuff. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 mods over, huh? So I would need to sort through this again and take out a few things here, take out a few things there to get it back under where I need it to be. So, and I would like so steampunk mod with all the people that love that mod. I really want to add it in so that they can get their enjoyment out of it and kind of help draw that crowd in as well, if that makes sense. So let's find that real quick. And then I'll be at 5 mods to get rid of. Because that's a lot of mods. A lot of computers. Well, the average computer will take a little while to load in. And then the steampunk mod does a pretty good job at balancing its own stuff. I wish I could just search in this thing for it. Down to 2. So now 5 mods I gotta take out. So the ACM is strictly for admin ease and ease and ability. Dino patrols for the dungeons, rewards. Not so much needed. So that brings us down to 4 mods we gotta remove now. Now we're down to 3 mods to remove. Alright, so the additional creatures adds in some new animals for the wildlife of the world, but you can definitely use some of that wildlife inside your dungeons, which I highly would recommend using your any mod you bring into the server might as well have a use for the dungeon as well, since that's your primary aspect of building this particular server. So the 0 to hero adds in a variety of herbal eating things that you would think would charge, like a trike, which they do charge now actually, but this one here adds in a much larger trike that can actually challenge the T-Rex. If you have an area large enough for them, then they'll be able to be in there with ease. Equal trees is a must as well. Must. So I'm kind of thinking the super spyglass is on its last leg here. Yeah. Brings me down to 2 I need to get rid of now. So the death recovery mod, it's on its last leg. Alright, so steampunk and castles and keeps. I wanted to kind of keep them both. S plus for its abilities as well. And the far better building with stone ramps and whatnots. It's a good middle ground before you... Castles and Keeps actually has quite a bit of like villager stuff. It does quite a bit already. So you just might have to take care of your own baby. Alright, let's see here. So we've got the old world, which adds in a variety of guns and some trophy guns at the top. Let's see here. Dragon Tails and the Dragons. Get some fantasy and some dragons for Dungeons and Dragons. Lets you create your character a bit more the way you need to. Although I think this one needs to be at the top of the load order. Death Recovery mod might go away. Both of those are for decor and being able to create life in the dungeons you're going to create. Equals trees for the same reason, but also able to help hide some things. Because this does have some bushes and stuff, but this has more. This will give you the water in, like you can have a watered hallway or something. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 21. So that puts me at 21 mods right now. And I'm thinking that ACM, as soon as you get in and actually get things done, you can get quite a bit more done as well. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, eventually. This is our like test load up. All right. So the most adminning type stuff you're going to do is through the Stonehenge Labyrinth assets mod, which I believe that they have their own little structure to be able to let you unlimitedly get what you want out of there and go build what you need to build. Or just pick it up and replace it and get it all again, whatever. And you'll also be dealing with TC's auto rewards. That's going to be how you're going to admin and give everybody their starting currency. With the way I'm going to run it, I might have only structures to be built as a learnable engram, while everything else is not there. This way, you get in the game, you come to the admin's headquarters, the dungeon's entrance, and outside would be one of the TC auto rewards chest. You pop it open, you buy the goodies you need to buy, like weapons and tools, whatever. And those would be, you can repeatedly buy, and then as soon as you buy it, you repair it. And then there will even be some blueprints you can buy later on. Blueprints will be a little bit more expensive, seeing how you can go through and spec yourself with all the crafting speed in the world. And then to top it off, throw in, what's it called, a focal chili, and you could take a blueprint and crank out some amazing gear from it. So that's pretty awesome right there. I think it applies to anything ramshackle blueprints and up. I don't know if it'll work off of a primitive blueprint. Dino Patrol is easy to create, and then you can also go into GCM mode whenever you're creating a dungeon, because sometimes ACM does not work for me. The AI tweaker implant allows the flyers to walk backwards again. Also, you can put some movement speed into them. And if you and a friend are going somewhere and you got to go take a leak, you can somehow tell your bird that you're riding to follow their bird, and then you leave, and they'll take you to where you want to go. It's rather handy. I would love to put in a carts and wagons thing to help out the beginning tiers, especially because you'd be able to load it up with some resources, and then you carry the wagon around where you need to go, and then it helps you carry a lot more weight, especially since I've taken that other I'm not putting in item reducer stacking mod in there. And then unfortunately, what's it called? Party of 6 didn't make the cut. Be way too powerful outside of the dungeons. It's cool, but it takes away the need to tame the new creatures. So if you are interested in any of this aspects of stuff, use that link, join our Discord, say hey, whatever, in general chat there. Currently I've got it, well, we used to run this server, or this Discord server, for our Aithusa RP that we ran, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I hated being the head admin, and leader of a faction. I wanted to get it so where people were playing, people caught a hold of how it goes, and then have myself killed somehow for whatever reason. I don't care. Could even be used as a ploy for one admin that I talked to. His Mr. Z is an awesome guy. He was going to lead the second faction all by himself. Well, whatever. However he wanted to do it, he would be doing it. Let's see. So that's what he was going to do on season 2. When we had about 10 people to spare on either side. Like 10 people on my faction, 10 people on their faction. But everybody got burnt out and didn't want to learn how to do the new primitive RPG server, or the mod, because it changes everything. It says you cannot go too high on your weight or your health, or what it does a lot. He did a lot of work on it. Been keeping tabs, hoping that he gets more into it. Hoping more of my friends get to liking it and run that server again, because it's amazing. But I'll be re-gearing it towards the D&D server whenever that ends up happening. Whew. See, that's a long load time right there. Alright, let us unmute Ark now. So when we get more into it and stuff, and I'm about to actually launch a server for it, this D&D aspects. Did Ark crash on me? Ah, there we go. Letting things load. It had been a while since I've been in here in the single player server. So I did like the ability for the party of 6, but it just didn't quite work out. So I might put up a couple of vaults here for people to put in their party groups. Who's what? Yeah, that'd be cool. Put in this side here for looking for group. This side over here for already formed groups that are full. Or currently full. They might get split later. Like if you get to 10, I'd probably split it so you can have 2 groups of 5 or something like that. Unless they're a group of friends wanting to do that sort of thing. Whatever. Alright, it worked. So this green here, these 2 here, you cannot hurt them. Well, you cannot hurt them because they're just because I'm using my fists, but you cannot hurt them because you cannot hurt them. And where are my pants? Weird. But they have no... Okay, these do have a health rating on them. Foundations have no health ratings. So it's an indestructible fortress you're going to make. So people can use rocket launchers or whatever else. Rocket launchers would actually be a cool idea for a magic or a fireball screaming down the road. And you do have splash damage, so you do have to worry about that. On this side, I had a disco ball and music station here and stuff like that, but it didn't make it. So we've got the reward menus of things you can purchase. So this is 25 arcs to buy this particular pack. Nowhere close to the price that it needs to be since you start at 10. And I was thinking you'd get 10 arc for every dungeon run you do. So that's already 20 arcs. And then if you play, you're supposed to be able to get some arcs earned by playtime. So you just play a little bit and bam, you got this for this 150s, all of them. Made an oops. You can buy this stuff here. Gives you some pliers where you can repair your rifle on the go. 5 arc bars because it costs 5 arc bars. So it does have a little bit of an upfront cost right here, where you'd have to have the resources to make it, to do this, and then you'd be able to get it. That way you're not just spamming these other things. This research scroll, no, not needed anymore. Then you got 3 lesser antidotes. That's pretty valuable right there. Now you can see these ones are exotic blueprints. So you can make things. You can make a chainsaw, flamethrower, whatever. You could read it. You can make all this stuff from the primitive blueprint. This dragon plate's pretty cool. It's really durable stuff. Alright, now you're thinking, how in the world am I going to be able to make like a primitive hazard suit when you can't even get the resources for it? Here's the answer. Bam, resources for it. On the aberrant resources, I put in every resource that I can think of that is aberration only. And then on the scorched one, I put in every resource I could think of that is scorched earth only. 10 preserving salts, and you get some resources that can make more. You also need to add in some sap things, and then you can make them. Oh, that's clay. Never mind. Then we've got some sample of firearms for 10 arcs. Gives you bullets for each type of firearm. A couple of attachments. And a variety of weaponry. That's a really good value right there. Considering you start with that and you could just walk up and get it. Some primitive type weapons. You've got your swords, some steampunk stuff. This one's a castles and keeps. Spyglass is gone, so I'll replace that with a regular spyglass. And a couple of bows. Now, by having it so you only learn building engrams, means you're not going to be in there clicking for days, so that auto learner not going to be useful for this particular setup. However, I will have to do a lot of work in here and assemble groups of things like this. Assemble a variety of different groups of this so you can purchase them. That's going to take a long time. So there's some gatherer saddles. Now this one here, it adds in a flak helmet that the rider itself can wear. Gatherer. Gives you some picks and stuff for you to use for 4 arcs. Steel right there. That's a steel. Gives you these here for every gathering dinosaur like type. So you can get stone fairly easy. You can get your metal, flint, and wood and fiber. Oh, would need to toss in Megaloceros and its saddle. Well, Megaloceros in here, and then the saddle over here. Here's the aberration type. So you got your roll rat saddle there, and the roll rat. Everything else has the aberration look to it, which I thought was pretty cool. Here's some farmer, like you're a farmer, you could buy this pack. You get 3 sheep. Sheep are actually kind of hard to get at the beginning of the game. Same with the dung beetles. 2 dung beetles is more than what you need. Especially if you get it right away and let them passively level up. And you're gonna be great. Some farmer items where you get a little bit of Z seeds, a little bit of these other things, because I'm expecting the player to be productive. produce their plant-wise seeds, use their plant-wise seed that they got to make more plant-wise seed plots, and so on. Now I know that the Z seed doesn't give you the seed back very often, but it should give back enough, to keep so you can actually progress and build more. And it gives you some starter fertilizer, a sickle, and a whip. That way you can go do your own thing. Now this here is starter. Oh, so this is how you get your beginner gold. I forgot. This is amazing! Because I'm like, hey, starter, 10 arc bars, bam. You get your stone stuff, wood stuff. You get starter's gear right here. Some bolas, scissors. You get scissors. Then you get every emote there. And hairstyle. And I believe even facial hairstyles too. Yeah, facial hairstyle right there. So that is very good. So you buy it for free. It's a one-time purchase, so I've already purchased it, and so I cannot buy it again. Which is how you get 10 arc bars. And then from there, you consume your arc bars. If it were me starting out by myself, I'd probably buy the farmer items, the farmer dinos, and I would actually I'd probably buy, so 1, 2, 3, 6, that'll put me at 10, okay. So I would not get everything right away. Tamer right here. I would purchase this one here, without a doubt. Because we give you a long neck, long bow, royal arbalist, 20 bolas, and then a variety of different weapons, knockout stuff, to take out whatever it is you want to tame. So I would definitely go for this tamer one here. And since I wouldn't be able to make engrams, I don't think I'll be having any engrams. Maybe I'll do saddles and building supplies. That's probably what I'll do. Make it so that people can make their own saddles from engrams, make their own buildings from engrams, because that's a lot of engrams right there already. But like flak helmets, you're not going to make it. You're going to have to come up here and buy it. Like this, you're going to have to buy these. And then eventually you'll have enough arcs to come through and buy some blueprints. And now you're going to be the talk of the town because you got the blueprints that everybody wants. Because everybody can get the resources to go and make that. Now, you can go through and buy this for a power gaining abilities. 10 broths of enlightenments. 10 golden Hesperornis eggs. Those two combined are quite nice. The golden Hesperornis egg, I believe you eat it. Well, let's not believe what happens. Let's just do it. Eat it to gain tremendous nourishment or feed it to small creatures for enlightenment. Alright, so I would probably feed this to some dung beetles or something down the road. Oh, it lied. I gained 10% experience right now. And he gains it too, that's nice. I would also I don't know if I would disable the beacons. Dragons, you could level up their speed anyway. Oh, I thought this was a yellow one. Okay. Over there's a purple beacon we'll go to. Now, a little pro tip for you if you didn't know. If you look at the top of this beacon here, you can see how it goes from like a greenish blue to a purple and a red and a yellow and stuff like that. It means it's a white beacon, not particularly worth your time getting. I'm strongly thinking that if you leave these beacons in, it's not going to deter from everything you can do. It's actually going to give benefits to it. Because people are actually going to want to play, they're going to go beacon hunting. So it's not going to be like you find some amazing things in here and you don't want to do it. See, like that. And then you get a free, it's like arcs for free. Raptors. So now you know they can do that. Oh, these strikes are the supersized strikes. Oh. There. There's another lightning one. Oh, never mind. That one's poison. They like fighting on the ground, which is going to make taming them far easier. Then you can see some little whelplings around here somewhere. They look like small wyverns. ACM would actually come in great handily if for like dinosaurs you got to put in each dungeon and stuff like that. So I think ACM would need to stay as a mod. Unless you're okay looking up all the different codes. But that covers it for today. To do the dungeons, themselves. You would create your path as you would. On top of it, you put up some S plus glass ceilings. So that's another use for S plus right there, so it's gotta stay. That way I can be up there. And I can watch players as they do their dungeon. And then the rogue could be like, hey, I check for traps in this little room. I say, okay, roll your... Oh, I need to do that. Oh, I can't test that in here. But I was hoping that there's a way I can use chat and roll a dice between 1 and 20 or whatever. But people might just need to have a die set in their lap or something, or whatever, if that doesn't work. Because as single player, I cannot type to myself. And anyway, and I would look over at the sign nearby, be like, okay, you rolled for traps. You did pass this number that I predetermined over here. So I can say, yes, there is a trap in this room in the furthest corner from you on the left. Or something like that, or whatever. Or I could go into ghost mode and I can go over to the trap, disable it, or make it mute somehow. Like if it's a collapsible ceiling, I can go over there and pick up that ceiling tile. Or tell people where it is, and now it's their obligations to move around it. So this would go, you would need somebody definitely knowledgeable about D&D in particular. So server management. It's broken. So just a little taste here. Let's go to creatures, land-based. Here's whatever that is. Huh. Kind of looks like a Giga Rex baby. It's got some good health for a level 1. Oh, that sounded cool. Let's go creatures and flyers this time. Here's a Benguela. Looks like a miniature Quetzal. That just sounds like it's gonna eat me. Ooh, some new resources. Alpha blood there. Get some blood from alphas. Some new kibble. This one here probably is just generic kibble food. Possibly strictly just for this particular mod. Amphibious. Let's go with it. Oh. An Astroraptor. Horrible in the health. Its head is a little bit different. Let's do a comparison between the two. Oh. Seems to be a bit faster than that other raptor. Its tail's a bit longer, goes up a bit more. So they do the knockdown still like raptors. So it's pretty well a raptor, but it might be just a little bit faster or something like that. Holy crap. That sucker is crazy fast. So I would totally do a dungeon with those things in there too. Okay, one more. Just to show off. So the Earth Dragon and the Soil Pygmy are going to do a very similar task. Their abilities, that is. Earth Dragon is by far the largest dragon. You can see right here that Earth Dragon, or the Soil Pygmy Dragon thing. And then just chucked a rock at him. Anyways, you guys have a good one. I'm gonna have a good one. We'll catch you next time. Don't forget, if you like the video, like it. But definitely, if you want to see something like this actually playing with us, join our Discord. That'll be a quick way to get you in the loop, and so you can see what's going on.